Okay, so I know I haven't really been working on AddyCMOS too much recently, but I have been a little busy and I have been just playing with a bunch of other stuff. So recently I figured out that you can still overclock Westmere Xeons, which I have. I have like 4 of them. So the one machine here, I got to overclock the 2.9 gigahertz, or specifically 2933.100 megahertz, whatever. It works good. It's actually really efficient, and it stays really cool too. You can overclock it by changing the FSB ratio, like the clock ratio stuff. So that's what I did in the BIOS. Now with the motherboard and the processor I'm using, you can't make it any higher than 22. 22 is the maximum. The BIOS won't let you make it any higher, but I'm sure there's a way to make it higher. I also enabled 1 gigabyte pages on this system. Did that on here, and it got me a little bit higher hash rate. It wasn't very hard. I just had to add a boot parameter, because I've been wondering why can't I use 1 gigabyte pages on my systems that support them? Like, some rig doesn't do it by default for me or anything. And so you have to set it manually for them to do that. Here's the memory info. See, it messes this up whenever you do that, but it does show up as 1 gigabyte here. So I have almost every single machine running AddyCMOS now. I think I have all but 1 machine running AddyCMOS, and that's my GPU mining rig, which is over here. Simpmon runs on it. This is version 1 now, but simpmon runs on it because it's just like a POSIX compliant script. You just can't get the miner section unless you use AddyCMOS. So, but yeah, I have the one's dual Xeon system running it, this one, and then I have these three laptops running it. I have this Core i5 system, this Core i5 system, this Pentium system, and then I have another page here. This isn't a laptop, this is a desktop processor, but I have this Core i5 system. This was my old gaming computer, but I gave up playing video games for better things. I have this AMD APU laptop mining. It's not, I shouldn't even be mining on this because it's too much for it. Like, the cooler isn't good enough, but I don't care. I need something to do with it. And then I have this Core 2 Duo machine mining. This is the Core 2 Duo machine where I developed AddyCMOS on real hardware. My plan was, if this can get a decent hash rate, then anything can. If I can get a good hash rate on a Core 2 Duo, then anything can get a good hash rate. So it always runs Panthera, which is, whatever. A lot of these other machines are running Astro BWT. This is all connected to Monero Ocean, so got that nice algorithm switching going. But yeah, here's 3 machines, here's another 3 machines, and then here's another machine. I have 7 of my machines running AddyCMOS, just mining away. And this one Xeon system over here is the only one that doesn't run AddyCMOS. I don't know if you can hear the one dual Xeon in the background, but you can hear it, maybe, because it's that 1U rack server thing. I just have it laying on a table, and then I have a lot of my other machines just sitting in wooden shelves, just bare parts or just slightly in the chassis. A lot of the desktop boards are just sitting bare, and then the laptops, some of them have some parts sticking out, some of them don't. A lot of them don't. But that's what I've been up to. I've also found a program called Core Freak. It's like the core frequency program. It lets you monitor the CPU really well, and you can do stress tests, and I think they want to be able to support overclocking at some point. So that'd be a nice way to get some software overclocking going on AddyCMOS. But the only problem is that with AddyCMOS, it won't build on AddyCMOS. It won't compile because it needs some glibc library that Musel can't convert. Musel doesn't have the compatibility for it. So maybe I can find a way around that, maybe not. I'll have to play with it. But for now, I've just been running AddyCMOS for as long as I can on all of these systems. Just seeing how stable it is. One of these systems was up for almost a month before it went down, but it's only because I took it down to do maintenance on it. It wasn't because it broke. Yeah, a couple of my systems, this system right here has been up for almost 20 days now. 19 days, 19 hours, and 27 minutes. And then this system's been up for 17 days, 3 hours, and 8 minutes. This one's been up for 5. This one's been up for 5. This has been up for 2 hours because I think I was doing some maintenance on it today. Yeah, that's when I was enabling the huge page stuff, playing with it. This version of simpmon won't tell me how long this system's been up, but I haven't put 1.2 on it yet. But yeah, and everything is going well here. That's basically what I've been doing. Once I can convince myself that AddyCMOS is just stable enough to be like a regular release and not a beta release, I'll make it a release, and then I'll add like a release file so you know what version you have. And simpmon will contain the release version. It'll just like get the release version from a file in like Etsy or something. But yeah, I've been using my own Linux distribution for a long time now, ever since I started on it. And it's just always ran great for me. I've not had any problems. I've had the few like bugs and issues every once in a while, but it's stuff I could fix, or it was stuff that I messed up when I was working on something else. So it was usually just my fault. It wasn't the distribution's fault. So yeah.